Hey, welcome to You Can't Make This Up on Hope for Our Times. So listen, we're going to open with some humor and we're going to close with some humor. This video you may have seen before. It's quite short. But let's get going because after this video, we're going to be rocking and rolling. So let's show this one. It's an oldie but goodie with the building on fire. Let's roll with this.
My friend came to the door. She said, well, I was on the phone cooking me and my baby some breakfast. And she said, hey, something wrong. It's popping. I said, what? She said, yeah. I said, no. So the girl come downstairs. She come out her apartment with her baby with no shoes on. I said, oh, girl, it's cold outside. She said, something ain't right. I said, oh, man. She said, oh, man, the building is on fire. I said, no, what? I got my 3 kids and we bounced out. We ain't gonna be in no fire. Not today.
That is great. I mean, I love that video. I don't know how many times I've watched it and seen it posted in so many different places, but the building is on fire. And listen, this country's on fire. That's what's going on. And this world is about ready to be on fire. Hey, we're going to turn to some serious things now. So, again, we'll have some humor at the end, but right now we're going to turn to some serious things. So I'm going to show you a short video clip. First of all, it is about a town hall meeting that's coming up here locally. And we're going to roll this first, and then we're going to go into everything else. So let's roll this.
Hey guys, welcome here. I just want to say, man, I'm so excited to be here with you, Pastor Tom. I'm in your studio. What an exciting place to be.
Oh, this is cool.
I've been watching your videos and been following you for a long time, and man, God's just really blessing what you're doing over here.
Well, it's neat what's happening here, but what I'm really excited about right now, Chris, is what is coming next Wednesday.
Yeah.
And that's where I get to come along your side.
Yeah. So next Wednesday, you guys, at 6 o'clock at the Dwelling Place City Church, which is here in Hemet, right over off of Girard, we're having a town hall meeting. And we've got some special guests, Tom, there. We're going to be highlighting the issues related to parental rights in our schools. Look, I tell people we're living in Babylon. That's how I feel living in California. I'm like, we're behind enemy lines, we're in Babylon, and the fight is real. I mean, these things are really intense. And I don't think parents and students know, exactly what's happening. They're feeling it, but, we want to educate people. We want to help them see what's going on. We've got a couple of dynamic guests that are going to be there. Chloe Cole, who's been featured on Fox News. She's spoken before Congress. She's a detransitioned woman who was coached into transitioning as a teenager, had a double mastectomy, went through all the hormone therapy treatments, woke up after she became an adult and said, what's going on here? Now she's a voice for those students who are being coached to do these same things and help them make the right decisions.
I think that's great. And also you have Jessica, right?
Jessica is a teacher over at, or she was, I should say, over at Jurupa Valley Unified School District. And again, same kind of a story for her, just standing up for her rights as an individual and her conservative values. And she was let go from her job as a teacher. And it all started with her social media page and all those kinds of things. But she was told, you got to go to sensitivity training. I mean, these things exist, you guys. And so you're going to hear more about that when she's there. And she's now a voice for the voiceless.
Yeah, so she got fired. I find it interesting you said it feels like we're in Babylon. And I've thought that for so long. And I just want to encourage everybody. In ancient Babylon, they took the people captive, took them to another place. What's happening here in the state of California and throughout much of the nation is the kids are in schools. Those are the Babylonian capitals. The government-run schools.
Yes.
And that's what's happening. In fact, Chris, I was talking with a friend of mine who's a pastor in Texas, and he was talking about what's starting to happen there. And I looked at him and I said, do not let what's happening in California come to Texas. You can't. And I want to say something else also, because this really grinds me.
Yeah.
You're a pastor. I've been a pastor for a long time.
Yeah.
And there's so many pastors that just bow down to the government and say, no, we can't say anything. We're operating under 501c3. Need to keep your mouth shut. As absolute nonsense. Pastors need to step up to the plate and need to encourage the people to be involved. Chris, I'm so excited about this because we have to fight. We're fighting for the kids. We're fighting for righteousness. We're standing up for what is necessary and true. And I'm so thankful that you invited me to just come alongside with you next Wednesday.
Amen, Pastor Tom. And you know, it's time for the church to begin influencing the culture again instead of the other way around.
Absolutely.
Right. So listen, you guys, make sure you join us Wednesday, 6 o'clock, the Dwelling Place City Church. It's going to be an awesome night. Hope to see you guys there.
Hey, so there you go. Hey, I noticed I'm wearing the same jacket that I was in that video you just saw. All right, that's a serious matter. I hope that you can join us if you're in Southern California in the Hemet area. We got to push back against the evil things that are going on in this world. So with that, we have a lot to cover. I'm going to go here first. And remember this before we go over everything else, right? Psalm 62, verse 8. The psalmist wrote, it's a psalm of David. Trust in the Lord at all times, you people. Pour out your heart before him. God is a refuge for us. So as we look at everything that's going on, remember, God is our refuge. All right, let's roll with some of the stories for the You Can't Make This Up episode for today. And this first story, really, it's regarding this taxi driver. Check it out. German taxi driver who converted from Islam fined over Bible quote sticker. He said, this is his own quote, Jesus is the best thing I could recommend to anyone because he changed my life. That's why I have the sticker on my car for anyone who is interested to see. It's really just a great story. If you can get a hold of this article, I recommend that you read it. We have it in the downloads. This is a quote from him. He's being fined, literally being fined over this. Apparently, it's advertising. This is nuts. But this is his quote. Jesus is the best thing I could recommend to anyone. He changed. I'm not looking to cause trouble, but I haven't done anything wrong. I'm grateful for this country where everyone should be free to share their faith. I hope to be able to continue to do so by appealing an unjust fine. Absolutely. Kudos to him for standing up against the madness. Of course, that's not here in the United States of America. That's over in Germany. These things are happening all over the world. And let's roll to the next story. Tony Blinken, get this one. You know, Anthony Blinken, the guy who seems to hate Israel. Tony Blinken instructed State Department employees to refrain from using offensive terms like mother, father, and manpower. Oh, that is so offensive to say such things. Manpower. Although these men want to dress like women and go into women's sports with manpower. I mean, like, you know, the stuff is just insane. By the way, this is the kind of nonsense that we're pushing back, and why I hope you can join us in a town hall meeting. If you're in our area, I know many of you are watching from all over the world, literally all over the world right now. But if you're in this area, please join us on this upcoming Wednesday night. Okay, check out next story. Let's roll. Gantz says Israel is preparing for Rafah operation, will happen during Ramadan if no hostage deal. Wow, folks, you talk about throwing some gasoline on the fire. I've been to Israel many times during Ramadan, and there's always a little bit of things going on. Usually on the Temple Mount, there's something happening. A couple of other things go on. Nothing like happens here in the state of California, especially like in Oakland or Los Angeles. I mean, not that kind of violence happens over there in Israel. I mean, it's stuff's just, the stuff over here is just insane every day. But as you look at what's going over in Gaza, and you think, okay, if there's no hostage deal, and I say kudos to Israel, you have to go in and get your hostages. I stand with Israel on this. There's so many lies that are said about Israel, and people Israel just needs to go away. Liars, these are wicked people. But imagine no hostage deal, which I don't think there will be. Gantz is saying, we are going in and we are going to get our hostages regardless. Israel isn't going to quit, and they need to not quit. The whole world's already turning against them. So, I mean, what difference is it going to make? Is it really going to be to their benefit if they don't go into Gaza and get the hostages, the world's still going to be against them, so they need to go. Check out this next story. Got a lot of stories here. This is from End Time Headline. Check it out. Trans inmate who killed baby identifies as Muslim woman sues chaplain for allegedly not allowing hijab. I mean, this stuff is just nuts. I mean, people are nuts. You can say it. People are nuts. I believe it comes down to two things: mental illness and demon possession. Two things: mental illness, demon possession. Just completely nuts is what people are. All right, let's roll on to the next one. A couple of things here for you. This was a picture sent in from Donna from Canada. Thank you, Donna, for sending this. Check out this picture. It's about this Jewish baby regarding the birth certificate. We got that? We don't have that picture? Oh, there it is. So check it out. Jewish families shock as baby's birth certificate returned with Israel scored out. We felt as if we had been taken back to 1930s Germany, where the Nazis would put notes on Jewish people's documentation, says the baby's father. So, yeah, you see that anti-Semitism going on there, just getting more and more out there, more and more wicked. Evil stuff, evil stuff. Check out this next one. This is coming from the state of Illinois. What's going on with the state of Illinois? Check out this next one. Pull up, if you guys could pull up this next picture, please. That'd be great. There you go. Illinois bill could imprison parents for not helping daughters abort their grandchild. I mean, this is just the way we see more and more things going. As we look at something like this and you see, this just doesn't make any sense. But the reality of it is, this is where we are. And by the way, speaking of, check this out. I reported on this just the other day when I was with Olivier Melnick. But Jack Hibbs, he prayed before Congress last week. I think it was about a week or so ago. And apparently, some of the people in Congress didn't appreciate Pastor Jack and the things that he had to share. And what they said is, in the days leading up to the attack on the Capitol, Hibbs echoed Donald Trump's election fraud lies and inflamed his followers by preaching January 6th will go down in history, along with War of Independence and different things. But they went after Hibbs over and over and over again. And they said when his opening prayer invoked holy fear and repentance for national sins, these were allusions to the militant and fanatical agenda he preaches about the LGBTQ plus community, Jews, Muslims, and anyone who conflicts with his biblical worldview. And by the way, talking about biblical worldviews, I'm going to get something here in a few more minutes, not quite yet, few more minutes, but look at this. As you continue to read what this letter from Congress, and it's a full-on attack against Jack Hibbs. They call him anti-Semitic, which is about as ridiculous as you could possibly get. They call him anti-Semitic because he supports Jews being saved in Jesus. So therefore you're I mean, unbelievable, folks, just unbelievable. But I pray for Pastor Jack. He's on the front lines dealing with this stuff. And okay, let's move on to the next one. You ready? Here's this from Armstrong Economics. Sent over my way from a couple of our viewers. New York City out of control, giant short. New York AG says she may seize Trump buildings' assets if he can't pay $355 million penalty. Do you guys have this one that you can pull up too? Check this out. New York City, this is from Armstrong Economics again, is totally out of control. These bogus charges were never brought against anyone and there was no victim. This definition of fraud can be applied now to anyone in New York City. This is obviously an attempt to interfere in the 2024 election, for if Trump had not run for president, there would have been no such charges. New York is just so un-American, you can't make this up. There you go, the name of our program, right here in this article. It continues. New York is just so un-American, you can't make this up. This radical attorney general not only has Trump barred from running his own company, but they also appointed a former organized crime prosecutor to manage the Trump organization who has no business capability. The state is attempting to seize total control of the financial assets of Trump without a jury trial to shut him down, to prevent him from running for office. Trump was denied the right to defend himself before a jury. And then this gentleman said, they did that to my company, Princeton Economics. Their agent receiver fired all the staff and then moved to shut it down. Then their appointed receiver became a board member of Goldman Sachs while running my company from their boardroom. This is all without my right to a jury trial. And then he says they're doing the same thing to Trump. Then he says this: welcome to New York City, not the Big Apple, but the sewer of legal corruption. And, this is the reality of it. So you look at what they're doing. Some of you, whatever your thoughts are on Trump, listen, this is bad news. Going after him, go after anybody for anything. There's no victim. I'm still wondering where the fraud came from if there's no victim, but they just level this penalty, almost $400 million, you think, and then they're going to seize all of his property, seize his business? Wow, pretty unbelievable, but they'll do anything they can to shut him down. Okay, ready for this one? This is going to kind of gross you out. Check it out. Here it is. For those of you who like to fly, I tend to fly a lot. This is Delta Airlines. Check it out. Look at that. Delta flight from Amsterdam to Detroit forced to turn around after maggots began falling on passengers. That makes you want to fly, doesn't it? I'm thinking, I'm not so sure that I want anything to do with that. Okay, next I got to fly. Wow, I'm flying to Minnesota tomorrow. And then we're all going to Orlando the next week. Prophecy Conference in Minnesota this weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'll be out there. Check it on the events page. Next week we'll be in Orlando, but we got to fly. And I'm thinking everybody is flying. There's a lot of us flying out to Orlando. I'm thinking, maggots, I hope they don't fall for my plane. That is freaky stuff. All right, you want to see something that's really freaky? You want to see the state of the church in the United States of America? Because now you are going to. And this is just a real mind blower. Check it out. Ready? This is a church, two real short videos, same church. One of them, they take a Bible. This is on Super Bowl Sunday, both these video clips. They take a Bible, use the Bible as a football and kick it. And the next one is a spinoff from Miley Cyrus' music video. Let's roll both these. This is church service, folks. Church service. Check it out.
Call it in the air.
Tails, what I be kicking.
Yeah, let's just go with tails. Would you like to kick or receive the Bible?
I will receive.
Tom wins the toss, chooses to receive the Bible. Patterson back with the kick. Oh my goodness!
Whoa.
Is that a touchback? Can you even get a touchback?
First time in 18 years there's a touchback for the kickoff. Super Bowl.
So there you go. So listen, folks, if you want to see the state of the church in America, I'm pretty sure wherever you are watching in the rest of the world, if you're in UK, somewhere else over in Europe, the land down under, Canada, Mexico, South Africa, wherever you might be watching this, pretty sure you don't have a church that's done that part yet. Maybe you have. There's some pretty bizarre churches out there. All right, so this church, you can go on their website, check everything out. Everything I'm going to tell you is public information. Apparently, church is really big business if you're in it for business. They do diversity hiring. They have their DEI stuff on there. You can check it all out. They tell you how many people of each race they hire. They've got $134 million in assets. Wow. And you look, you go, and you start realizing what's the job requirements? Nothing to do about Jesus if you want to get hired there. And you start looking at this going, folks, it's no wonder why you as a remnant believer, are thinking, why do I feel like there's so few of us? Because when you see something like that, and that church has 8 different campuses, and this kind of stuff is just growing and growing and growing. So you talk about the fulfillment of 2 Timothy chapter 4, where in the last days, they will not endure sound doctrine. In other words, they won't put up with the truth, but they will raise up for themselves teachers to itch their ears. Make me feel good, and teach wise fables. You know, you look at this and you go, wow, folks, you look, we're there. It's not just about the church of Laodicea being lukewarm. It's about the dead church. It's about the church that is totally compromised. You look at all these different characteristics of the churches in the book of Revelation, folks. We are there. So no wonder why you as a remnant believer are feeling like you're so alone, because apparently there's not a lot of us and there's not a lot of great churches out there. There are some. Brandon Holdhouse has a church tracker on his website. We have one on Hope for Our Times also. We have a church tracker too to help you find churches. The ones that we have are churches of pastors that I know and have worked with. But it's a reminder again for us with the passage I started out with, in Psalm 62 verse 8, from David, trust in the Lord at all times, you people. Pour out your heart before him. God is our refuge for us. He is our refuge. All right, a couple more things I want to show you before we wrap it up. This one is regarding, it's apartheid video. Check this out. It's okay, so people are saying that Israel is an apartheid state. In other words, Muslims can't live there. Pretty much nobody can live there, right? However, there's a massive Muslim population within the nation, the small nation of Israel. Don't hear that on the news. Just hear Israel's an apartheid state, and you can't vote, you can't do this, you can't do that. That's total nonsense. Look at the Knesset and how many Muslim members there are in the Knesset, Muslim businessmen. I've met them, and I'll be seeing them again in just a few weeks. A total lie. But these two guys, they weren't allowed into the Muslim section in this video, and they just do a little bit of a spoof on the reality about where the real apartheid is. Check it out, real short video.
So, we just went this way.
We just went there.
And we had to turn back. We were stopped because we were asked if we are Muslims. And of course we aren't Muslims, so we said, no, we're not Muslims.
And they said, turn back. They said you're not allowed here, only Muslims.
Only Muslims are allowed here, they said. This is apartheid.
Yeah, people have been saying it's an apartheid state, and it turns out, yes, it is.
It is indeed an apartheid state. This is literally discrimination. I want to go through there and I can't because I'm not a Muslim. This is apartheid.
It's literally genocide.
Literally ethnic cleansing.
So there you go. That, by the way, is in the nation of Israel, yet they're not allowed to go into the Muslim area. Isn't that rather interesting? I can walk all over the Jewish area and there's Muslim people there. All over the Christian area, there's Muslim people there. Isn't that rather interesting? They weren't able to get into the Muslim section in the nation of Israel. So where's the real apartheid? All right, check this out. Couple more things for you. Solar panels destroyed. Watch this short video. Solar panels destroyed by hail. So let's roll this as we wonder what the hell's going on. Let's roll this.
A hailstorm disaster in Nebraska, USA, reacted immediately and turned a multi-million-dollar investment, a solar park, into a pile of toxic debris. Within minutes, hail destroyed 14,000 solar panels with a total capacity of 5.2 megawatts. The complex was planned by the investors to produce green energy for 25 years, but in reality, it only made it to 4 years.
Now, I'm a big fan of solar energy.
So there you go. I mean, you look at that. What do you have? You have this solar panels, massive amounts of solar panels are absolutely destroyed by hail. So we have all this talk, get your solar energy, solar's going to save the world and all this stuff. Imagine when the giant hailstorms hit during the time of the tribulation period, when judgment's coming upon the planet. Man, you think of it, the massive fire, the massive brimstone, the massive hail, the massive earthquakes, as men are trying to build their utopian world, thinking we're going to we're going to save ourselves as they're building their own Tower of Babel, their own utopian world, their own heaven. They're going to be judged. Judgment is coming upon this world, and it's a wake-up call for anybody who looks at these things. In fact, when you think about some of the weather manipulation that goes on out there, it looks like they kind of messed up on that one because they messed up some of their own plans. Hey, last thing, check it out. Trader Joe's t-shirt. Look at this. There it is. Can you see it? Get a Trader Joe t-shirt. Not Trader Joe's, Trader Joe's. I love that. We don't sell them here, but I just thought I'd let you see that before we do sign off. Hey, thank you for joining all of us today. Listen, Sunday night, we're going to be in Daniel chapter 9, still looking at a lot of things going on there. Tomorrow morning, 6 a.m., is Pablo Frassini. Going to be kicking off 6 a.m. Pacific time. And by the way, check out the Hope for Our Times store. See all different kinds of things in there. We have lots of different books and resources for you guys. And even if you want a nice windbreaker like this one or something, those are for you too. We thank you for supporting us. We thank you so much for your prayers. Without your prayers, quite frankly, we couldn't do any of the things that we do. And if you're in Minnesota this week, I'll be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I hope to see you guys there. If you're wondering where, check out the events page at hopeforourtimes.com. And looking forward to being there. God bless you all, and see you soon.